everybody. Welcome to our MotoGP rankings. Obviously, the first race of the season, or first round of the season, I should say, was at Qatar, the Losail circuit there. A lot of surprises, a lot of changes going on in the Moto2 and the MotoGP world. But this is our power rankings. Moto2, in the number 5 spot is Alex Rins. He got a couple votes from our guys on the team. He definitely had a better race than I was expecting. Might have benefited a little this week from some other guys going down early. Jonas Folger, the current race winner, he claimed our number 4 spot in the rankings, and he was definitely, when he got to the lead, he definitely took care of the lead. But again, another guy who probably benefited from some guys not making it. Although he did beat out the rest of the guys in the field, Simeon and Marquez, so he definitely got where he deserves to be. In the number 3 spot, we got Zarco, and Zarco was one of those riders who, he was on a bike last year that wasn't a great bike, and he made the best of it. And this year he came out, so far he's come out, it's only one race into the season, but he's come out and shown what he can do on a good bike. I expect to see him on the podium a few more times this year, if not every week. And he's definitely capable of winning races. That's why he gets our number 3 spot. And it's not a slap in the face because he won that he's in 3. He's up against some tough competition. In the number 2 spot is Sam Lowes. Ken, why don't you tell us why Sam Lowes is there?
Well, right off the bat, even though this is just the first race at Qatar, Sam Lowes was consistently the fastest guy on the track this weekend at Qatar. He was breaking track records, and as long as he could stay away from his team making stupid mistakes like choosing the wrong tire choice, things like that, I think right now you have to consider him very, very strong. It's certainly a 1 or 2 pick, I think, right now, based on the speeds he was able to produce.
Absolutely. I could not agree more. And then our number 1 spot is last year's defending champ, and he's the first back-to-back champ in Moto2 in a while, Esteve Rabat. Warren, what brings him to number 1?
Well, primarily because you just said it. He is the defending champion and the champion of the year before. Not a lot of things have significantly changed. Yeah, he crashed out on this first race, not to his fault, of course. But, he has the pedigree, he has the record, he has the bike. There's no reason why he can't continue to leap ahead of the competition moving forward.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with that. Then we get over to MotoGP, and MotoGP was there were names thrown up there in the rankings that we haven't heard in the top talks in a while. Coming in the number 5 spot was Crazy Joe Andrea Iannone, or as Ben Spees like to call him, Ian Nunn. Or Ian Nunn? I don't remember what it was. Now that I should shut my mouth on that one. But he was there on his Ducati. He looked pretty strong. I mean, he had a fast bike. He came in 3rd. He got a podium finish. To say that in the first race with the Ducati was a little bit of a shock considering what they've been the last couple of years. And the fact that he out-battled Lorenzo for 3rd spot on the podium was pretty phenomenal. Speaking of Lorenzo, he grabbed our number 4 spot. The past champ and stuff like that. He's just not, I don't know, he's just not as strong as you'd like. Although he did have a good race. He led for quite a bit. He battled for the lead. Once he ate his tires up, he kind of dropped back. And the number 3 spot was a guy who was a little surprising to me. Ken, tell me about Dovizioso and Andrea Dovizioso and his placement here.
Well, Andrea Dovizioso, besides being a strong rider in his own right, now has got a bike underneath him that's representative of his skills, and he proved that by getting the first Ducati pole in MotoGP in, 7 years, something like that. And he proved during the race, he was the one that everybody was battling. Whether it was Lorenzo earlier in the race or Rossi at the end of the race, the guy to beat was Dovizioso. It wasn't Lorenzo and Rossi racing with each other. It was Dovizioso. So that's why he earns our number 3 spot.
And speaking of Rossi, he did bring up our number 2. He did come into number 2. I don't think we have to say much about Rossi. He is a 9-time world champion. He always runs well at Qatar. The last 2 years he's been the runner-up there, and this year he squeaked out a win, and it was a close one. He was second in points last year in the championship run. And there are a lot of people saying, oh, he might not have it anymore. He came out, for an old guy, he came out with a lot of fire in his belly this week. He looked really pumped up for the win. It was a great start for him, even if he doesn't have what it takes in the long run. Definitely deserving of the number 2 pick this week. Number 1 was Mark Marquez, the older brother of Alex Marquez. Warren, this is a guy who did not have a great race, but yet he's number 1 on our power rankings.
Well, I disagree with you. He had a great race. He's also the defending world champion, so that gets him up near the front. And then charging from last place after being run off the track to finishing 5th on probably shredded tires is why he got to the number 1 position this week. Now, if he can just get the next start on Dakota, he might be number 1 legitimately on the next set of power rankings.
So you're saying he's illegitimate. You heard it here first on the DawgHouse. Thank you for checking out our power rankings on the MotoGP. They will be in COTA, Circuit of the Americas, for the next round in 2 weeks, and we'll have another power rankings after that. Please subscribe. Check out the other shows on our page. We got the DawgHouse, our racing reviews, and soon we'll have the entire DawgHouse show on the page. Thanks for checking us out.